Time once again for another episode of Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. So glad you could be with us. Money TV being the program all about money and what makes it happen. Now, in the Bible, it says that God created the world in 6 days. Now, later on, he took a day to create Adam and another day to create Eve, so a total of 8 days. The Beatles once had a hit song called 8 Days a Week. 8 Days was an action video game being developed for PlayStation 3. You can play an entire World Series in less than 8 days, as well as a Stanley Cup final or an NBA championship. Hanukkah occurs over 8 days, and Passover is observed for 8 days in the Jewish calendar. If there were only 8 days of Christmas, well, we'd miss out on some dancing ladies, some leaping lords, piping pipers, and drumming drummers. It's estimated the average person in England wastes 8 days per year on computer problems. Before batteries and electricity, the springs of clocks were designed to run for 8 days before needing rewinding. There's a Facebook page called 8 Days, 1,366 people like it. There's also a young rock and roll band trying to make a name for itself. They call themselves 8 Days. So as you can see, 8 days are pretty important, so important to the White House, they're willing to risk the dreaded fiscal cliff over a matter of 8 days. The administration has made it clear, they've drawn a line in the sand, so to speak, that the Bush tax cuts are not going to be extended for anyone making more than $250,000 per year. Now, to people who live in areas where 100 grand can buy you a beautiful house, $250,000 may seem like a lot of money. In other areas where even an entry-level home can run you $600,000 or even more, well, 250 grand is just not that much. But the White House is concerned about the budget deficit because the government is spending $1.1 trillion more every year than they're taking in. So those people making more than $250,000 per year, well, that deficit has become your problem. But the thinking behind that makes about as much sense as an 8-day work week because the amount of money increasing taxes than those people will generate is barely enough to run our bloated government for 8 days. Now, reading between the lines, the White House's plan is pretty simple to devise. He wants to raise taxes by $1.2 trillion, and then they're going to spin, so to speak, that they've created a $100 billion surplus. Imagine that. Now, one of the dictionary definitions of 8 days is a long, boring speech, and we've been getting plenty of that from Washington over the last several days. So now it's going to be known as, instead of Hanukkah, Obama-kah. Now, here's something that you don't need to worry about 8 days. It's our toll-free number, 888-259-4449. That's good from anywhere in the world for information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. Again, toll-free, 888-259-4449. On your mobile phone, just text Money TV to go 800 or 46800. Be sure to visit us at moneytv.net, and please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.